YouTube, what's going on? Kyle from ePoolSupply. Today we've got a special little treat where we're going to actually dive into Polaris's Vac-Sweep 280 pressure side pool cleaner and start doing some quick fixes. Stay tuned. Guys, and we're back. So today we got some more quick fix videos for you guys on Polaris's Vac-Sweep 280 pressure side pool cleaner. As you guys can see, it's kind of stripped down. I've got the top housing off. I got a couple wheels off. For today's quick fix video, we want to show you guys actually how to get to the turbine axle bearings. So these bearings actually help hold the axle in place and also help it spin a little bit easier, so it's not just a full driving force on the turbine that's located underneath this cover here. So if you guys want to know how we got to this point, make sure you guys check out the links in the description. We've got a playlist on this cleaner that'll actually show you guys how to tear it apart from the outside in. But again, for today's video, we want to show you guys just how to replace these they like to call them an axle bearing. They're located on both sides of the cleaner here, on the front driving force where the actual axle is that's driven by the turbine here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the turbine or the sand and gravel guard here for one of the tires so I can show you guys on this bearing. So let me remove this for you real quick. Again, if you guys want to know more detail about these sand gravel guards or any other point of making sure to get down to this point in the cleaner, check out the links in the description for us. All right, so once you've actually removed this side of the cleaner, the tire, the axle, the sand gravel guard, everything, you actually get full access here to the actual bearing. I like that they color coded them with the notorious Polaris blue here, so then that way you guys can tell the difference between the actual turbine shaft cover, the actual turbine cover, and then the bearings on each side. So then that way you also know which is the axle. Everything's kind of color coordinated for you guys, so it makes it easier to deal with. So located on top here of these bearings are two Phillips head screws. You're just gonna go ahead and remove both of these screws. Again, the importance of a hand tool compared to power tools is huge, especially when it comes down to tightening these items back onto the plastic frame of the cleaner. So with Polaris, with this particular cleaner, most of the screw holes are already pre-threaded. They have an insert already in there, so you don't actually take the risk of stripping out any kind of screw hole. You do want to make sure that when you're putting the screws back in that everything goes in seamless and you're not going to cross thread anything, because once you cross thread these, they do not come out, and the only option at that point is to replace the lower housing, the actual frame of the cleaner. So just be gentle when you guys are trying to do it. That's one of the huge importance of hand tools, is that you can actually feel what you're doing rather than just yanking it down with a power tool and hoping for the best. So these screws that come off of these bearings are very small compared to some of the other screws that actually get removed. When you look at the screws with the lock washers that actually come off the sand gravel guard, you guys can see how much longer they are in comparison to these bearing screws. So every screw does have a purpose, so make sure that when you guys take anything off that everything stays together so that you guys don't accidentally put a screw in the wrong place. So once you go ahead and remove both of those, it's really simple. You actually kind of lift up on the axle itself, and you can kind of wiggle the bearing out, and then as you guys can see, the axle kind of can flop around. So the importance of these bearings is, one, it does help keep this at the right height that's required, and then at the same time, as this is spinning in here, it gives it a little bit more of a glide, as it has a middle bearing here, so that it can actually rotate freely and you're not taking the risk of just rubbing plastic and metal, because obviously we know that with chemical compositions in your pool, when you do that, you're gonna wear everything down really, really quick. So it definitely is important that you guys replace these or check on these, because this is a huge driving force of this cleaner if you guys want everything to operate efficiently for you. So once you remove it, it's really, really simple to take the new one. It is directional, just like just like the axles are. So you guys do want to make sure that when you install it, that you put the smooth side out, because the smooth side out is giving more protection to this axle so that more dirt and debris doesn't have the opportunity to get in between those. When you turn it out the other direction, you guys can see it actually has a little bit more of an indentation, which can actually allow dirt and debris to get in there, especially fine sand and grit, which could lock up your cleaner. So it is important that you guys put those in directionally. One huge way to tell is made in the USA with the Polaris logo. I like to face inward on the cleaner. So it does take a little finagling there to get it onto the axle correctly, as it is shaped the same as the actual axle is. So once you get it on, it really slides in there really easy. Go ahead, take your screws again. I like to start them with my hand so that way you can actually feel that they're sinking correctly onto the frame. And then once you do that, you're gonna go ahead, grab your hand tool, tighten them down. It's important, make sure you guys get hand tight on all of them, and make sure it's just a good crank, so then that way you don't take the risk of this thing unscrewing when the cleaner's operating. So as you guys can see there, the turbine actually spins pretty freely. The wheel's off, so it's not gonna drive forward for you guys. But as you guys can see, it spins pretty freely in here with the assistance from the bearing. So today we want to show you guys how to get access to the actual axle bearing. I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys check out all the links in the descriptions for these products, as well as more videos to come. I'm Kyle with ePoolSupply. We'll see you next time.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Subscribe today if you haven't subscribed. Check out the links below, and we got a lot more content coming your way. Thank you.